Hello and welcome to the Moncast. My name is Sam.
And my name is Stevie, and the current score is 4-1 to Pokemon. This time we're discussing the 6th episodes, Family Picnic and Flower Power.
The first episode we're watching is Family Picnic.
Yay!
Also, we're not doing plots anymore because they take a lot of time and we literally say the plot again, so...
We go through everything twice for no reason.
Yeah.
So, how are we kicking this off?
We are kicking it off with a plane landing, and an announcer apologises for the pilot stepping out for popcorn during the in-flight movie, and then, 3 seconds later, we get a second joke with the owner of the grey 747 parked outside the window. Please report to your cockpit. Your lights are on. There's 2 jokes in 20 seconds of the episode, so I'm like, oh, okay, that's a lot of jokes crammed in there.
But they're both good jokes.
Good quality jokes, considering they just had a picture of a plane.
And then Mimi gets a lot of jokes in about jet lag as she steps off the plane.
Yeah, and it's, something like 8:25 a.m. in Japan, and where she came from it was 6 p.m. But is that the right time?
She says she's on New York time, so she should be tired during the day for some reason. Is she a party animal now?
Well, she looks like a raver with that hair.
Oh yeah, her hair's amazing now.
But she says that she needs to change her watch, and it's quite clearly her Digivice.
Digivices do everything.
In context, Mimi just lies to herself and calls her Digivice her watch.
Her Digivice is her watch, her PDA, her wireless router. It's everything. She probably straightens her hair with it and everything.
Maybe, it could do that. We don't know what it does. Yes, it's Season 1 Digivice, which means you basically just have it around you generally, and then shout feelings, and then your Digimon evolve.
How it works. So it cuts to Davis with Demi Vemon, and Demi Vemon's being really cute and trying to wake Davis up.
In his little garbage room. His room is so messy.
It is a messy room.
I thought my room was bad, Davis is real bad. He's literally, sleeping in a pile of garbage.
But who cares, because he has Demi Vemon.
Who is really cute.
The in-training Digimon are the best Digimon so far. They're all just adorable and hyperactive.
They're all just balls of energy and cute.
Then we go to Cody's house, where Cody's mom is making donuts.
They think she's making sweets or something, and then Cody said, no, it's sushi, because apparently we're all boring inside in this family.
Cody likes talking about food more than he does about the digital world.
We see Kari, who's just packing stuff, and then we see TK leave the house with Patamon in a backpack. Which begs the question, why are they sneaking the Digimon around? Because we literally had all of Season 1 happen, and people saw it. And even then, in Season 1, they just carried them.
Everyone just kind of forgot about, all of Odaiba being destroyed.
You have to be super secretive with Digimon for some reason. And you can come up with some reasons if the parents saw them with Digimon, they might freak out or something. But, the parents don't know what Digimon are. For all they know, they could just be, toys. Unless there's, a parent who's oh, no, I know that Digimon. Which is, that's a lie. You don't know what that Digimon is.
But, yeah, TK and Kari both stuff their Digimon into backpacks.
And considering they're both the rookie levels, that's a bit unfair, because they're the ones who kind of need the space.
Catponmon is not a rookie.
Okay, she's champion level, but she's got the strength of a rookie right now, because she lost her bling.
And the last one is Yoli.
Yoli, who is going around her parents' supermarket grabbing stuff, and her mom says to her that, she's bought a lot of stuff, and Yoli says, oh, I need to talk to you about that. Just stares at her mum for a couple of seconds, and then it's talk to you later, and just runs away. I kind of found the timing on that funny.
I found it funnier that the mum said that the 3-bean salad only had 2 beans. She couldn't find the 3rd bean or something. But that implies that they have to make all of this pre-packed food themselves, which would take forever. There's no way that they're making so much salad. But the dub throws that joke in anyway.
Yep, so the kids are sneaking into school because it's a Saturday, which means the school's closed. But when they break into the school, there's the sound of a school bell going off, which wouldn't happen if they're sneaking into a school on the day it's closed.
Is it not an alarm or something?
No, it was a school bell. So, yeah, they sort of sneak their way into the computer room, and they're all getting ready to go to the digital world, and then Mimi bursts into the room because she says she's just got back from America and she wants to look at the school for nostalgia's sake or something like that.
Would she have ever been to this school?
I don't think she would have, no. I'm sure she went to a different one. But I like how Mimi gets her own stat screen.
I know, it's amazing. Mimi gets a Digimon analyzer screen.
Yeah, I can't remember if anybody else gets them. I don't think they do. I think it's just Mimi.
The hair has turned her into a Digimon.
Let's talk about the hair, actually. It's pink with dark red streaks in it and then stars sprinkled throughout.
Yes.
Now, I'm not saying it's a bad look, but what I am saying is that we made a lot of mistakes in the 90s and 2000s, and some of those mistakes just need to stay in the 2000s.
I can't think of anyone I've ever seen cosplay Mimi's 02 look.
I don't think you'd want to.
The hair is overly complicated.
That's a lot of design for someone's hair, but they want her to look like she's been in America. So apparently, in the 90s or 2000s, this is what America looked like. That's what all the kids were wearing in America. She gets told that they're all going to the digital world.
They're just going for a picnic.
She's like, oh yeah, can I come along as well?
Sorry, but can't we talk about how they're going just for a picnic? They're going there for a picnic.
They've worked hard trying to save the world from the Emperor, so now they're going to have a day off. It's like, okay, that's a weird thing. That's like everybody in Game of Thrones just sitting down for brunch one day.
Weekends don't exist in the digital world. It's not like they go there and every Digimon's just having a break. But it's just such a weird thing to do after the first series where everything was like, you can die in the digital world.
The Digimon Emperor's not taking that day off. He's not like going, oh, it's a Saturday, better relax. He's still there being grumbly and moody. So they all set off to the digital world, and Here We Go plays, and Here We Go always hypes me up. Like this scene when they're like flying across the screen with their backpacks and partner Digimon, it always tells me like adventure's going to happen, even though it's kind of boring adventure.
Here We Go is not my favourite song from the 02 soundtrack.
What's yours?
Let's Kick It Up.
Oh yeah, I really like Let's Kick It Up. We can't forget Change Into Power though.
No, I disapprove.
So they arrive in the digital world, and Mimi reminisces of all the things that she's seen and have been through, and she wonders if she'll see Palmon again. As the other kids catch her up about the Emperor and everything that's been going on, they decided to come and chill out because it's Saturday, which is like, as we've said, it's not really good, kids. Like, you don't just get to have a day off from saving the world because it's a Saturday.
In the first season, they're always in danger in the digital world, and now they're just going for a picnic.
She mentions how they wouldn't have had time when they were there to have time for picnics and relaxing, which I kind of wish she had a bit more of a reaction to it instead of just being like, oh, we didn't have time for that when we were here. I kind of wish she'd be like, so what you're telling me is the world's in danger now, but you're taking a day off? As her character and who she is, she would be like, no, you've got a job to do. Let's do it now. You can have a picnic when the digital world's saved. I don't know. It just seems really weird for her to have such a mild reaction to it.
Well, Mimi was never big on fighting anyway.
Until she decided that she had to fight to save people, and then she literally built an army.
Yeah, but she didn't do much fighting herself.
She did. She fought as much as everybody else.
Well, she was the only one that then decided to stop fighting.
She literally created an army.
But she didn't fight alongside the army.
Okay, but she at least created the army to save the digital world.
Yeah, but she didn't fight.
Yeah, I'm not saying that she has to fight.
Of the Digidestined, she's the one that is most against fighting, and is probably mostly for picnic.
Yeah, but if you tell her the digital world's in danger, she's not going to be like, well, I'm not really into fighting, so no. I feel like she's going to be, the digital world's in danger, let's go save it, because that's what we did before and we can do it again.
She's been in America, they've dumbed her down.
I don't know, I just feel like the Adventure Kids they should be more into this. Because this is like the first time they've seen their Digimon since they left. So why aren't they all like scrambling to get in there and see their friends? They're just all like, okay, yeah, I guess I've got football practice or whatever because I'm a teenager now. It seems so like there is a dinosaur who is my friend who's in this alternate world. I need to go there now. I'm not going to play football today. So they walk for a little bit and they're reminiscing and talking about what's happened and what's changed and everything that's going on. And then they decide that they want food. So they sit down and eat food, and Yoli offers Mimi a chocolate-covered rice ball.
It's a donut.
I think you'll find it's a hamburger's.
No, it's definitely a donut.
But Mimi gets all teary-eyed and says that she hasn't had one since she was a little kid, which is kind of cute.
And also unimportant.
Yes, but I'd rather they spend time focusing on Mimi a little bit because of how awesome she is. But this is just like a little hint of Yoli wanting to be nice to her new girl crush. So Hawkmon asks for a piece of sushi that Armadillomon has, and the way it's shot, you never see them both interacting on the same screen together, so it just looks like Hawkmon asks Armadillomon for a piece of sushi, and then Armadillomon just throws it elsewhere. So Hawkmon and Yoli chase after it, and then this bit I don't get, because then Mimi's like, oh, she doesn't like the idea of them wandering off alone, says the girl without her Digimon to the girl with her Digimon on this lazy Saturday that they've got. So, like, how far did that sushi roll go? Because it couldn't have gone too far, because an armadillo threw it, and also it's sushi. But apparently it went far enough for them to disappear.
It rolled a long way away.
It was rolling back to California. But yeah, no, it goes a long way, and then it's far enough for Mimi to worry about them going away. He was passing it to Hawkmon. Was he just, like, fully pelting it at him with that force? Like, if someone asks me for a bottle of water, I don't just pick it up and, like, overarm throw it at them.
No, you throw it miles away, so they have to run after it for 10 minutes.
So Mimi goes after them, and she steps on a thing. Like, I couldn't quite tell from, like, the half a second you see it, but it's kind of like, just like if the floor just collapsed in front of her.
I just remember them falling.
She just falls and into this, like, abyss. And then it cuts to her being woken up by Yoli and Hawkmon, and they're in, like, it's like nighttime. And I forgot that it wasn't, like, in a different area. I just thought that she was passed out till nighttime.
Yeah, it's weird, the whole nighttime thing.
I kind of like this, though. They're almost, like, in an underground world. But I don't know, they, like, fell into this nothing and then ended up in this underground world of, like, eternal night or something. I don't know. But they're there, and there's a control spire, and there's also Geckomon. And, like, Geckomon are only in this episode because Mimi, and apparently they relate to Mimi.
You can't have a Mimi episode without a green slimy Digimon turning up.
So, all the Geckomon and Otamamon have got dark rings on them, so they're chasing after Yoli, Mimi, and Hawkmon, and then some vines appear out of nowhere and pull them away. And it turns out it's Palmon.
Of course!
Who else would it be in Mimi's episode? In the entire digital world, where was Palmon? Over there. Just there. Just right there. If you think about it, she was a sushi roll throw away from everybody. That's how close she was, but they didn't know because the sushi wasn't thrown yet.
Well, she was underground or something. I'm not sure if this area is actually underground or what. It's weird.
Yeah, it's pretty vague. Like, it doesn't really explain the mechanics of what's going on.
If they made the episodes focused on finding the Digimon or something, then it would make sense. It wouldn't just be finding all of them by coincidence. They'd have an objective, like if the Digimon Emperor had them prisoner or something. Recycle that, and at least it makes more sense.
Instead of just, oh yeah, Palmon was like over there, but we couldn't see her because she's in this little nighttime area.
She's here now.
And also, like, there is a control spire, so they can't evolve and stuff, but there also wasn't one a sushi throwaway, so...
They threw this sushi a long way.
So far.
It must be underground. That's the only thing I could think of that makes sense.
So, Mimi and Palmon have this little teary-eyed reunion, and they're hugging each other, which I thought was really cute. And then they get tangled in each other's hair and vines, which I thought was also cute, because they're trying to break away from the hug, and then, oh, no, sorry, I've got my hair stuck in your vines. Because Mimi's got so much stuff in her hair. Like, stars. Why has she got stars in her hair?
Because America.
So it cuts to the other kids who are just all looking for Mimi and Yoli. And it's daytime where they are, which is where I was like, oh no, wait, so they're in a different area. That's nighttime. So yeah, after it cuts to the other kids, it goes to the Emperor, who's watching Mimi and Yoli, and he's like, I will not have lesbians. No, I will send out Roachmon.
Only perfect human beings can be lesbians, and I am the only perfect human being.
Oh god, I remember he said that. No, how is he the perfect... No.
He does have better hair.
He does, like in this world, but not in the other world.
His hair's alright in the other world as well.
Yeah, maybe. It's just a little flat.
Not that we're talking about any character in particular that may or may not be the Digimon Emperor.
Yeah, I don't think we can talk about it right now.
No, we cannot talk about it. We don't want to spoil it for anyone.
Okay, so the Emperor sends out Roachmon to attack Yoli and Mimi. They use this garbage dump attack, which is just throwing trash at them. But it throws like socks and old ramen noodle cups and stuff. And Mimi looks upset because she's wearing a designer blouse, and Yoli doesn't look impressed either. And then they hear this noise, this like whistling noise, and Yoli says, now what? As this piano just falls in front of them. So then they kind of like escalate their attack. So at the start it was just garbage, and now they're throwing like large bits of pianos and fridges and machinery, so like heavier things are falling down at them. And like in the middle of this attack where they're being chased by giant cockroaches who are throwing heavy bits of stuff at them, Yoli decides to have a fantasy. A little gay fantasy. Like, this is where we find out that Yoli's a lesbian or bisexual. Either way, she's, like, super into Mimi.
She's so into Mimi that the art style changes completely.
If she slows down, she will be killed. So her last thought is like, oh, Mimi. It's great because she's daydreaming about her and Mimi being beautiful and sharing a beautiful house together. I'm like, yay. Yay, I love this.
Oh, it's so good.
Tell her how you feel.
Maybe this is why Yoli doesn't get a lot of focus. They don't want to endorse lesbianism too much.
Not allowed. Not in this show. Not in this Emperor's perfect world.
Up until this episode, Yoli's had pretty much nothing.
Well, the only other woman is Kari, and she's already got Davis being a creep.
The girls in the show have had no attention on them so far.
I kind of would enjoy, as bad as it is for, like, Davis to be that way towards Kari, I kind of would really enjoy it if Yoli's like that towards Mimi. Like, every time they go to Digital World, it's like, oh, is Mimi coming? Like, I hope Mimi's coming with us today. Like, is she going to be here? Let's wait 10 minutes just to see if Mimi appears.
From America.
She's moved back to thingy, hasn't she? Oh, no, wait, no, she does live in America. She's come back over here for some reason.
Some reason that is never explained. She's come over here because she's just here.
She wanted to come back and look at the school on that one particular day.
She just came back for no reason at all.
So she snaps out of her little lesbian dream and evolves Hawkmon to Halcyon, and then Going Digital starts playing, which is cool. Halcyon starts fighting the Roachmon, and Mimi comes up with a plan, which is to get Roachmon to attack the Dark Spire, but also Halcyon could just attack it, I guess. I guess we have to come up with a really convoluted, complicated plan that involves the Roachmon not noticing when they're attacking. But no, it's got to be, oh, lead them over here, and then I'll blind them with a spotlight, which is here as well for some reason.
Yeah, the spotlight's just there. Did the Roachmon drop the spotlight? Or did it just exist there?
I think when we saw the Dark Spires, there were spotlights around it. But also, why are you highlighting the Dark Spire?
Why do you need spotlights?
Bury them in the ground.
They're like radio towers, so maybe they don't work underground.
But yeah, so they come up with this attack, or this plan of attack, which is have them fly at the spire now, and then they hit it. It gets damaged enough for Palmon to be able to evolve. So we get Togemon appearing, and they break down the spire, and then Davis gets their signal again, and then the ending's super, like, rushed. It's like, oh, they hit the thing, and then the Digimon Emperor's upset because of the Roachmon failing, and he goes off home, because I guess he can't send, like, another thing out to them, but that's cool.
Once the spire's down, he's just kind of helpless, I guess.
So then they all reunite and they all leave the digital world because they've had their food now. And then everyone's going back home, but Mimi's going the other direction, I guess, because she needs to go to the airport to go home, or whatever she's doing.
Because she'd finished whatever she came to Japan for.
She came to the school, she's looked at the school, and now she's going home.
Just why?
I don't know, it's just so weird. Like, it doesn't explain why she's there or what she's doing. As she's leaving, Yoli turns around and calls out to Mimi that she wants to be just like her. It's like, oh, look at her. Bless her.
On the one hand, it's cute, but on the other hand, it's so forced and really quite cringeworthy.
It's another one of those, oh, they're just like the old kids. Let's give them their crests.
Yoli is just like Mimi, guys.
She deserves Mimi's, but I don't think she deserves Sora's, because I don't think she's really the crest of love kind of person.
Is she really that sincere?
No, but she is obsessed with Mimi, so I think if she didn't have it, she would have murdered whoever did.
That's more the crest of sinister.
And then the episode ends. Standout character.
Mimi, because she had the loudest hair.
My standout character is Armadillomon, because if you had just passed the sushi roll over like a regular person, like, all this plot wouldn't have happened. What is it with Cody and Armadillomon being just the weirdest people? Can I have the sushi roll, please? Ugh. Throws it as far as he physically can. I'm surprised he didn't evolve and then launch it into the air.
This show has a weird thing with food now. Food's a strange focus, to the point where it's more important than the digital world most of the time.
Which is weird, considering season 1, like, food was also a focus, but it was more survival.
No, it's just a thing.
What was your favourite thing?
My favourite thing was the convenient spotlight, because it was just there.
It was there to illuminate, like, the spire, but it also kind of is weird that he wants to illuminate the spire.
It was just in the middle of a forest. It's very convenient. And Mimi went up to it and found it like she knew it was there, and that was the plan all along.
I also don't get why, if the Emperor's highlighting it with spotlights, that there isn't any security around it as well. Like, it's just kind of there and there's no one protecting it, so cool, I guess. My favourite thing is how Yoli is super gay for Mimi.
It is good.
Like, all jokes aside, the way that I read it is that she, like, is kind of falling for Mimi a little bit. Like, she just really likes Mimi a lot and stuff. And I kind of like that idea because it would be cool to have an LGBT character in Digimon, which hasn't happened yet. We haven't also had people of colour apart from Henry, that's the one. But yeah, like, I like the idea of Yoli not being straight. It's good.
It's good that she has an actual unique feature to her. And she's not just Mimi and Sora mashed together.
She's more like Izzy. Actually, she's a little bit like Mimi because of her outfit. Like, in the real world, she's kind of got a sensible outfit on. It's like a working outfit. When she goes to the digital world, it's fully like adventurer's gear. She's got the most outrageous outfit out of everybody, as opposed to Cody, whose shirt just changes colour basically. Like, Cody doesn't do anything in this episode. I'm already still mad at him.
He comments on sushi.
Filler or not filler?
It's definitely filler.
You think?
What happens?
We get Palmon reunion.
It's still filler.
Yeah, okay, yeah, it is kind of filler.
We can't say that them destroying a spire isn't filler.
It is filler. Overall thoughts?
The formula's going to get a bit old after a while. I mean, the only thing that really keeps it from being just bad is the fact that we like the old Digidestined a lot.
It does seem like they're relying on the old kids to carry the show. Considering it's the first few episodes of the season, it's all... Remember this kid from the last one? Well, they're here now. Do you remember their Digimon? Well, they're here now. We can't evolve until the new kids do the thing. The new kids do the thing and they evolve for like 3 seconds and then the episode ends. It doesn't seem like a strong enough plot to work by itself. They have to focus so much on the old kids being an important part of it. They're also like the old kids. Yeah, you love them too, yeah? Without really giving themselves actual personality. I think that's why I like the idea of Yoli being in love with Mimi, because it's a personality trait that she will have, as opposed to everybody else who doesn't have them. I mean, even TK and Kari have become boring compared to what they were like. Kari was Jesus, but TK was like excitable, adventurous child, and now he's just kind of there.
They're not very good at writing groups.
Which is weird considering they've got less people to work with per episode than the last season.
Yeah, they just have lots of characters making jokes and not really saying anything or doing anything.
Anything else, or are we moving on?
I think we're moving on. Next up is Flower Power, but not the one from Digimon, the one from Pokemon.
The Pokemon episode of Flower Power.
Sam!
Mm-hmm.
They reached a city.
Well, I like how the narrator, like, literally makes a point of saying that, like, for once they're not stuck in a forest. Because it's been 6 episodes. I was so excited for them to get to Violet City. They're not in Violet City. They're in Florando. Because this episode's about flowers, even though that's not the whole point of the city.
But flowers...
Like, we've discussed it before, how the naming system in Pokemon's really weird. They have a habit of, like, naming people and places after things that they do or that they have. So, for example, if you were a Growlithe trainer, they'd probably call you Barkley, or a town literally called Ghostia, full of ghost Pokemon. Unless it's like a major city, which is based on a colour, then you're going to be named after your thing. Like, we've literally got Misty and Brock and Faulkner, who's the first gym leader, like Falcon, and then Bugsy is the second guy, literally just called Bugsy.
I never realised that Brock has the word rock in it before. This is mind-blowing. And Misty is to do with water as well. I'm so disappointed.
Then there's Lieutenant Surge. I'm not going through them all. Misty wants to see the sights, but Brock says, how can he relax when there is a city full of girls who need to be protected? From what?
Brock needs to protect all of these ladies from a life alone in solitude.
Well, Misty even says, like, from what? And then Ash just yells, let's go see the sights. I'm like, no, wait. Can we just go back to the fact that Brock wants to protect these women? It has sinister connotations, but they're glossing over it like it's nothing. And it's for no reason. Like, Stevie, I don't know why he says it.
It's all he's good for.
I don't know why that line's in there.
Because jokes.
But yeah, so they're exploring this city when a young woman runs up to them with the plot and gives them a flyer for a Pokemon exhibition.
That just happens to be going on as the gang arrive.
And Ash asks, what's a Pokemon exhibition? This woman basically just goes, it's an exhibition full of Pokemon. And then Brock drags Ash along by the scruff of his neck, saying, let's go see some real entertainment. And then, like, literally takes them to the exact place they were going to go. So, like, Brock is 2 for 2 on weird things right now. They were literally going there, so why did he have to drag him?
Have you skipped past the part where they literally offend everyone that watches Pokemon?
Oh yeah, no, that happened, yeah.
Yeah, Ash suggests making a TV show with his Pokemon, and then Misty's like, who would watch a TV show about Pokemon? Just basically telling everyone watching that they are wasting their time. Even Pokemon doesn't want us to watch.
So they get to the expo, and it's literally just like a bunch of Pokemon stood around.
Sam, it's an exhibition with Pokemon.
Yeah, but it's not like, let's look at the electric qualities of an Electrode and it produces this much electricity. Let's like show you really cool stuff. Let's put an Oddish on an Electrode. Yay! Amazing!
It's more like a travelling circus.
It doesn't seem like an expo. It's literally just like a Flareon jumping through a ring of fire. Like, that doesn't show you how awesome Flareon is.
That does sound pretty awesome.
But then there is just an Oddish stood in an Electrode, and everyone's around them clapping. And an Alakazam bending a giant spoon, which is like, okay, but it's still just bent a piece of metal. And then there's the weirdest one, which is just a wall of water Pokemon who are just stood there leaking from various orifices, spouting from them. I don't understand why. But I guess this is the expo. Look how amazing they can leak. So Ash spots a group of Blossom jumping alarmingly high into the air. Like, I say alarming because they don't have knees or legs or feet. They have weird plant leaf things, but they're just like jumping, which is kind of impressive if they don't have bones. There's this girl clapping along with them jumping for some reason. And then she says it's time for their gravity-defying finale. So one Blossom throws the other into the air, and then it flips a little bit, and then it can't do it, and then it lands in Ash's arms.
He literally caught the plot.
I've got a note. It's like, this is it. This is the problem, Pokemon. Ash will fix it by shouting at it, or battling it, or telling it to believe in friendship or something. Team Rocket will try and steal the problem, Pokemon, but it will fight back, and then it'll be like, yay, we can do it because we believe in ourselves. She thanks Ash for catching Blossom, and then Brock takes her hand, calls her pretty and stuff, and then Misty drags them away. But then it cuts to them like drinking cans of something on seats in a park area. She holds up her can and says, cheers for saving my Blossom. I'm like, Ash didn't save Blossom. It wasn't really in any danger. We've seen it be springy. It would have just like landed awkwardly. He didn't save Blossom. We saw them jump into the air and like land.
We don't know how high they were. They could have been tens of meters in the air.
I guess. But yeah, we find out her name's Bailey because herbs.
She's called Bailey. Oh, and she named her Blossom, Belle, and Bella. First of all, I wish they were called Bella and Belle B. Second of all, it's like naming your cat, Ka, or naming your dog, Da.
Just take some of the letters of their name, and that's their name, just shortened down.
My name is Yum.
So she tells them that they have a trick called the Bell Loop de Loop, and ever since they've got to the expo, they've been unable to do it. Oh no.
Oh no!
I wonder if they're going to do it by the end of the episode and save the day with it.
Yes.
So it cuts to Team Rocket.
Yay, Team Rocket.
And the episode immediately gets so much better. They say that they want to show off their talents while they're here as well. And Meowth's like, what talent? And I'm like, harsh Meowth. Like, they're really good people. So Jessie starts flamenco dancing and James does ballet. I love Team Rocket. And I love James's giddy laugh when he's doing ballet, which is great.
It is great.
He's got this little excitable laugh.
Team Rocket is so happy in this episode.
It feels like they're the main characters in this episode. It just seems like Ash and Co are just kind of there. So they set up a stage and call in a crowd because they want everyone to see the talking Meowth. And he gets up there and like there's so many people and he can't really improvise, so he just meows like a cat and the crowd's not impressed. So they take Meowth behind the stage and give him a little pep talk. And Meowth says that he can't improvise in front of a crowd. And then Jessie, she thought that she was the Team Rocket prima donna. And then the way that I saw this bit, I'm not sure how you saw it, but I feel like when she turned around, she was having a bit of a sulk. And then she just turned back with this piece of paper with jokes on it. And I like the idea of her, always having this little list of jokes on hand, which I suppose she could have just turned around and started writing it and then give it back. But I like the idea of her being like, no, I'm the prima donna, and then just turning around and being like, here, have a pre-written list of jokes that I always keep with me because I like to have jokes with me. Team Rocket's great.
I'm more invested in their quest to become famous dancers than I am in Ash.
So Meowth's back on stage, cracking jokes, but the crowd isn't impressed by a talking Meowth. But you know what they are impressed by?
What?
An Oddish stood on an Electrode. They are eating that up. They are losing their mind. There are people just weeping in sheer elation as they watch an Oddish on top of an... Someone has taken a Pokemon and put it on top of another Pokemon. That is mind blowing. Wow. I mean, you take a Pokemon who canonically only say their name, and there is a Meowth speaking human language and he's saying jokes. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants to see a cat that's learned, like, self-taught itself how to speak English to communicate with humans. Like, the one big thing that, like, so many scientists in the Pokemon world want is to be able to communicate with Pokemon. They have a Pokemon who communicate for them. No, they want to see an Oddish on top of an Electrode. It's amazing. We don't need to watch this show now. We've reached peak Pokemon with an Oddish on an Electrode. They're just clapping and they're so excited. Like, that's all they did. Like, they left the Meow. Like, just to talking Meow. That's stupid. I'm going to go back to this Electrode and Oddish situation. I need to see what's going on here. Because, like, it's just so great. Look at it. Look at that Oddish on an Electrode. Wow. I will tell my kids about this day.
There was a Pyramid of Water Pokemon as well.
Better than a talking Meow. So, once the crowd's gone, they say, like, how great their dances would have been, so they decide to hatch a plan to get everyone to watch their show. So, it cuts to them on top of some, like, weird platform thing. Like, we don't really find out what it's for, but it's just like an elevated platform on wheels. And then Ash hears them and says, I recognise those voices. And he runs in the way of the platform and tells them that they can't come here and just decides to start attacking them. Why? All they want to do is come to this expo and just perform. But Ash is like, no, I'm the main character. We're over here drinking and talking about how this Pokemon can't do stuff. So we're going to fight you. And then the best part of Team Rocket's motto is prepare for trouble and a dance. I'm wearing tights instead of pants. I'm like, yay, I love Team Rocket. They're so good.
It's such a silly bit.
They don't want to steal Pokemon or anything like that. They just want to perform. And Ash has decided, no, you're not allowed to because I said so. And the crowd just agree with him. And everyone's attacking them now. They're all getting their Pokemon out and they're all ready to fight. And I'm like, Team Rocket didn't instigate this fight. Ash did. And he instigated it with everybody else.
Well, I think everyone's just annoyed because Team Rocket aren't Pokemon, and it's supposed to be a Pokemon show.
So you're going to attack them with the Pokemon? Instead of being like, please leave, they're like, no, I'm going to get my flame Pokemon to burn you. That's not how it works. And Ash is there like, yes, murder, death, kill, please.
You're not allowed to dance, we will have to kill you.
So Ash basically incites a riot to kill Team Rocket because they're living up to their dreams.
They just want to dance.
This is awful. Ash has just decided that he can dictate what they can and can't do. So yeah, they get attacked, blasted away or whatever, and it cuts to them at night time in an alleyway, and they're eating like meatballs out of a frying pan because they're broke.
I actually feel really sorry for them.
It's not all about kidnapping Pokemon. They also want to achieve their dreams of just dancing and performing, and they set up businesses at points as well. Like, they're actually trying to actively work to be a part of a community. I mean, yes, there is also the Pokemon stealing, but it's better than Ash, who just wanders in and just is like, I'm better than all of you. I hate Ash so much, especially this episode. He causes the problems.
He's a bit rubbish, but that's how he's always been.
So because everybody was mean to them and then tried to murder them with their Pokemon, Team Rocket now become evil and decide that they're going to get their revenge at the expo. So if they hadn't been jerks to them, they wouldn't have had their Pokemon stolen. I'm just saying they bring it on themselves.
They could have just lived the dream of dancing, but no.
All they had to do was laugh at the Meowth jokes and give them a bit of money and then just clap at them dancing. But no, Stevie, there was an Oddish on an Electrode.
If they'd just been dancing on top of an Electrode.
If they had just got out an Arbok and put Meowth on top of the Arbok, they would have just lost their minds.
It would have been better on the wheezing. It would have been in midair.
So Ash and Co are sat with Bailey and they're talking about how dance is similar to battle or some stupidness. It's literally like, oh, how did you know how to fight like that when we were attacking Team Rocket because we're youths? And Bailey's like, oh, well, dancing is a lot like battle. It's all involves steps and stuff and rhythm. And it's like, yay, I don't care about what's going. If you take out the Team Rocket part of this episode and watch it from Ash's point of view, it's literally, they went to a place and saw some blossoms and spoke to a girl and then danced. And it's like, oh, wow, we haven't even got to the first gym yet, but we're here. So it's the next day and they're practicing the bell loop-de-loop and they fail again because they just can't do it. It's just so hard to flip in the air.
This is such a great story of hardship and overcoming your weaknesses and failures.
What? I can't flip in the air. I mean, I don't even get why she fails. It doesn't look like anything goes wrong. She's just flipping in the air and then she's like, oh, and then she can't do it. Momentum would have done it. It's so much harder to stop yourself flipping in the air than to let yourself flip. Are you honestly like sat there going, oh, I really hope she learns how to do the bell loop-de-loop? Why, Pokemon? We're on episode 6. We haven't got the first badge. What's happening? You're wasting so much time with this inane We don't care about the Baloop-de-Loop. It's not a thing. We're never going to see it again. Surprise, surprise. Later on in the episode, when they're fighting Team Rocket, as they always do, she does the Baloop-de-Loop, and oh, it's amazing. It's like, it's not even played out for a big thing. It's like, she did it finally. Yay, next thing. I just don't care. Just get a badge. Go and train and fight and battle. Don't go and look at the Baloop-de-Loop dances like battle because of the steps and stuff. Yeah, yes, you move. People move. Yes, that's what people do. It's the next day of the expo, and Team Rocket have stolen all the announcers' outfits. They're under the stage being tied up. So Team Rocket are there for like 3 seconds, and then they're like, oh, let's have the Pokemon come on stage. The Pokemon come on stage, and Meowth throws a net because they've given up on this episode. They don't want to come up with a complicated contraption. Just net them, throw a net over them, and then they fly away on the balloon.
And immediately reveal the disguises.
Yeah.
The disguises are always so pointless, because they just take them off halfway through the heist.
Does Ash still have Charizard at this point?
He had Charizard in the first episode where he used all his Pokemon.
Okay, so why did he decide that the best course of action to fight Team Rocket is to get Heracross to come out and throw Pikachu into the air?
Because Heracross is the new one.
That is exactly why he did that. Heracross, who can fly, one of the few flying Pokemon, let's flip Pikachu up there because he's the main character.
They just like overcomplicating things to make it sound like they're being smart.
To be fair, I really like the shot that we follow Pikachu as he's rising into the air.
It is a good shot.
The wind rustling around him as he's going up and he's seeing all the things he's going past. I like that shot. It's really nice. But he could have just had Heracross fly up there. Heracross has got a horn. Pikachu's a soft boy, okay? What can he do?
Pikachu's a soft boy.
Yes, he is. Heracross has got the horn. He could literally fly up there and stab it with his face. But no, he's not the main character. And he's had his episode, so now he's just always being sent out alongside Bulbasaur for the one attack.
He's a support hero.
Okay, so they pop the balloon and then it all falls to the ground.
And Team Rocket blasts off. They've been thwarted twice in one day.
We've missed the payoff, Stevie. The most important part. We were all waiting for this. Will they do the Baloop-de-Loop? Literally, they're having a battle, and then we see Bailey go, lift up the net, and then they both come. Doesn't let the other Pokemon out. It's literally, I've got my Blossom, I'm good. And then they're fighting, and Pikachu's attacking, and they literally use the footage from the earlier fight with the Blossom, but they've replaced Blossom with Pikachu. Literally, it's the same animation. So, yay, Pikachu's learned how to use dance to battle. He's never going to do that again, ever. But then Blossom also fighting, and then they do the Baloop-de-Loop and attack. Yay! Oh, we're so excited about this episode. You can't see my face, but I assure you it's one of exasperation and fatigue.
But Sam, it's such a beautiful moment. She's gone through all that hardship.
Look at this. This Blossom flipped the other one in the air. To be fair, everyone's losing their over an Oddish on an Electrode. So I think a Pokemon flipping in the air will just make their minds turn to goo. So then it ends with them on stage doing the Baloop-de-Loop and everyone's applauding because that's what's happening now.
She's gone through so much hardship. She failed the Baloop-de-Loop not once, but twice in this episode. I didn't think she'd ever be able to pull it off again, but she managed it.
Well, she has said that it's ever since they've come to this one town. What's going on in this town that Brock needs to protect everybody and now the Pokemon can't do the thing they can always do? What is this weird town named after flowers, but it isn't anything to do with flowers, but there's flowers in this episode, so I guess we name it after flowers. I'm so done. We've had 5 episodes of filler in 6 episodes. We haven't made the single step into Johto. I'm scared that we're going to get to episode, whatever it is, 45 or 52 or whatever it is. And we're going to be on, the 3rd gym, because so much other has happened. Can you find out where we got to in episode 6, isn't it?
In episode 6 of the first season, we'd just left Pewter City.
So we'd got the first badge?
Yeah. I mean, he then spent that episode with Clefairy, because it was filler. But then he immediately got to another gym.
But, in that thing's defense, he was in an actual location. He was in Mount Moon. And that's where you travel to get from Pewter City to Cerulean City. So it was filler, but it was in the natural progression of you go from here to here to here, he was in the next place.
And it didn't take 5 episodes.
None of these places he's been to so far, apart from Newbot Town, is real. Have we even got to Cherry Grove yet? That's in between.
Will he ever see the first gym?
I don't think so. I don't think we ever get to them. It's not even you can watch this episode and be like, oh yeah, this is the place in the game. Because at least with Mount Moon, you can go, oh yeah, it's the place in the game. Doesn't this look amazing? This isn't a real place. And they're still, literally, I don't think he's even gone to Cherry Grove yet, which is the first small town you get to. And then you have to go north and go up to Violet City. And I'm sure there's a forest in between that. I'm telling you now, the first 15 episodes is going to be forests and places that don't exist. So angry.
But we got to see an Oddish on an electrode.
Yeah, I guess that was the best thing that's ever happened in this entire show. Honestly, I saw it and I cried for 4 hours. It's amazing. I'm getting that as a tattoo. I've given up. Like, we're done now. We don't need to do the show anymore because we found the best thing ever. Okay, have you got any more notes for this episode?
Not particularly.
Favourite character?
James.
Okay, mine is actually also James.
He was a good boy. He just wanted to dance.
So, I've actually got a bit to talk about. So, specifically James. Like, can we just talk about how great he is? How, like, he's so comfortable in his own masculinity. He does ballet. He dresses, when they do costumes, like more often than not, he dresses up as the woman. And it's never like a joke. They never ridicule him for it. And like, he likes to do things that aren't seen as masculine. Like, he loves to do ballet and stuff. And he's in a frilly dress in this episode doing ballet because he loves to dance. And at no point has ever anybody like insulted him for it or laughed at him for it. Like, he's doing what he wants to do. And he's never gone like, oh, this is a bit girly. He's just comfortable being himself. And as a kid watching this, it was nice to see a person who subverted gender stereotypes. It was never in a negative way. And it's like the best thing that Pokemon's done with like a character. Because we've got Ash, who is just garbage in a hat. And then we've got James, who is legitimately like awesome. Because he just does what he wants and he's not like, oh, ooh, look, like, I'm not dressing up as a woman because I have to. It's like, no, because he wants to. He really wants to wear that really expensive dress. It probably is expensive and he's bought it because he wants to pull off the character. There were shows that I was watching at a similar time that would have men dressed up as women played for a joke so they could be like, ooh, that gross, that lady is a man. And then the main character is like, oh no, scary. But in Pokemon, it's like, I don't think they've ever done that. And at least with James, they're like, he does what he does and he's never ridiculed for it, and it's cool.
He is good.
He's good. Honestly, we've said it before, Jesse and James and Team Rocket, you know, they're the best part of this show.
They are.
This episode basically is about them. If you separate their stories, you've literally got them. They kind of broke because it's Team Rocket. They find a place where it's a Pokemon Expo, and they're like, oh, we can make some money here because we have a Pokemon with a unique talent, which is talking. People will love to come and see this. And they're just not interested. And then they're like, okay, well, why don't we just perform? Because actually what I'd really like to do is I kind of just want to get up on stage and do some dancing. So they go and do that. And then out of nowhere, Ash is there like, I will not let you do this because it's a Pokemon Expo. Everyone murder these people. And everyone's like, yes, we will murder these people, main character. We love you, main character. You're the best. And then they're like, actually, you know what? Sod this. I came here to have fun and make a bit of money by showing them a talking Meowth. But I guess the Electrode with that Oddish on top of it is way more interesting. Guess we can fall back to being Team Rocket. And then they go and do the Team Rocket thing and the day is saved. Ash's side, it's literally, oh, we went here for no reason. Oh, there's an expo. There's some Blossom here. Oh, it can't flip over. Let's talk to the girl. We learnt about dance battling, and then we fought Team Rocket. Like, it's so boring compared to Team Rocket's version of this event. So Team Rocket's my favourite character this episode because they were good.
Team Rocket stood out. Although, honestly, that Oddish stood out pretty high on top of that Electrode as well.
It is my favourite thing. What's your favourite thing? Mine is literally that Oddish on that Electrode stood there. Like, I couldn't. I paused it. I put it on the big computer, the big TV screen, and then I had it on there.
I just got James for my favourite thing as well because he's so good.
That's still good. My actual favourite thing was Meowth, like getting stage fright and being like, I can't improvise in front of crowds and like being a bit snooty about it. It's like, Meowth, literally every time you do your Team Rocket stuff, you're talking in front of a crowd. You can tell a joke. Filler or not filler? Do we even need to say?
I think it's not filler because otherwise how would we ever know about this Loop-de-Loop?
Overall thoughts, I'm going to jump into that. It's bad and it's filler. Ash is a jerk for no reason. And we're just focused on the wrong areas. There's no progression. It just feels like we had the first episode and we got to be like, oh, get ready for your adventure in Johto. And now he's like just like playing with some rocks on the floor.
It was an okay filler episode. I really liked the bits with Team Rocket, but apart from that, it was all boring.
It wasn't good. It was dull. It was boring. It was just, I don't care about the Bell Loop-de-Loop. It's a big thing that was supposed to happen and it's just flipping a Pokemon in the air.
It's not even standing on top of an Electrode while doing a loop-de-loop.
It's literally a Pokemon rotating in the air. It's not amazing. What's amazing if they did like petal dance and they like had 2 spirals of petals flying around as they did it. Something that would have made it pretty as opposed to just literally just flipped a flower in the air.
Now it's time for Mono a Mono, where we attempt to compare these episodes.
New monsters. Roachmon.
Giant cockroaches with belts because they're evil.
Their attack's weird. Like, it's literally just summon things. Like, can they use them? Can they use that piano? Is it like a fully formed piano, or is it like just a bit of weird piano data?
I do really like their attack.
It's a weird attack, but it's a cool attack.
And it's probably very effective on Digidestined. They tried to crush them.
Yeah, I think a piano would work well on many soft creatures. And then the other new thing we had was Blossom. I don't care.
It's a girl made of flowers.
Honestly, Pokemon needs like a good episode. We'll find out in a minute what the titles are for the next episode. And I'm hoping it's something like Ash gets his first badge. I swear, if this is more filler, I'm going to be so angry, Stevie. I'm going to be so mad. I was worried about O2 being bad. I was blindsided by this. You can't have a show where the first 6 episodes have one plot episode and the rest be absolute filler. This is what's supposed to be getting us hooked into the show.
Are you not hooked by awesome stories?
By the bell looped... No, I'm not. We're supposed to be exploring a whole new... Literally the song, a whole new world we live in. Apparently the whole new world is made of forests. And the one town.
Who was your monster of the week, Sam?
Roachmon, because the Emperor decided that 2 idiots should be responsible for destroying the kids. And then when they fail, he gets mad. Like, okay, but they're idiots. They're incompetent. Also, they throw garbage. It's good.
Are they garbage boys like you?
Yes, they are. They are trash boys, like me. What was your monster of the week?
My monster of the week is Demi Vmon, because he just says Davis a lot and is really hyperactive and cute.
He is really cute.
And then he digivolves to Vmon, and I don't think he has a single line at that point. I can't recall Vmon saying anything.
Oh dear.
Demi Vmon says more than Vmon. That's how useless everyone but Yoli and Mimi was.
Who was worse, Ash or Davis?
Definitely Ash. Because Davis wasn't even around most of the time.
He did his little ugly thing at Kari once, but like, Ash attacked Team Rocket for no reason, and he's making me enjoy them talking about how battling is dancing.
See, Pikachu dance was cool.
Yeah, I'm so tired of Pokemon. It needs to do something new.
Which storyline did you prefer and why?
Digimon, because like the entire plot happens because of a rogue sushi roll.
And you just find that so ridiculous it's good.
Yeah.
And well, I've said that they were actually just both really predictable and bland, but I preferred Pokemon's because it had Team Rocket in there, and Team Rocket are always fun.
I'm being a bit more biased against Pokemon at the moment because of the sheer lack of anything.
Okay, were there any notable similarities?
I'm assuming you've got this as well, but there were both plant-type creatures in there.
No, I didn't get that one, actually.
Yeah, because we've got Palmon and we've got Blossom.
Yay! Flower girls.
I didn't really have anything else by way of similarities.
I've said that they've both had very predictable and recycled plots, because they just like having the same plot and filling it in with different characters over and over, whether it be filler or just one of the old Digidestined. And another one I've said is that the bad guys tend to argue amongst themselves a lot more than the good guys do.
Yeah, they do, actually.
Team Rocket bickered quite a bit, and the Roachman brothers...
There was also food in both.
I guess. Oh yeah, the titles start with the same letters.
Yeah, that's another one, I guess.
FP and FP. This is also evidence that Pokemon rips off Digimon, because they took the title.
No, it's not. Flower power's a thing.
No, they stole the title from Digimon. Okay, were there any notable differences?
I feel like Pokemon was just so much weaker.
Is that a notable difference?
Yeah, like, plot-wise, like, they're in another nondescript town, literally doing nothing, whilst Team Rocket, who are actually the best part of the episode, are doing the actual interesting stuff. But yeah, it's just like there's no substance to Ash's side of the story. I mean, granted, you can say the same about Davis and everybody else, but that focus wasn't on them in Pokemon. The focus was on both people. It was almost like Team Rocket were the A plot, Ash and Co were the B plot, but instead they tried to make it to the Ash and Co with the A plot and Team Rocket with the B plot. Like, you're supposed to be more invested in that stuff, but as I say, I actually care more about Team Rocket's goings on. So yeah, I feel like Pokemon just felt significantly weaker this time.
Main characters are very boring.
Well, they can't be too strong in one direction because they're supposed to be the audience stand-in. So you can't really have Ash saying that he hates, I don't know...
dancing.
Yeah, because then you could be like, oh, I like dancing, but I guess if Ash doesn't like it, that's cool.
Just Ash is up for everything, so he does everything.
But which episode do you think deserves the point?
I'm going for Digimon.
I haven't got to fight you for this. Yeah, because like even the reunion with Palmon is better than the entire plot of Pokemon.
Palmon is better than Blossom, even if Palmon can't do loop-de-loops or stand on top of an electrode.
She probably can, you know, but she doesn't make a big deal out of it.
I will forgive Mimi turning up for no reason. She literally just visited for no reason.
We haven't been told. She's literally just there. She just gets off a plane, and that's it.
So that makes the score 4-2 to Pokemon.
How was Filler had some... Oh, it's probably because of Cody. To be fair, Cody was quiet, so I think that makes sense. Join us next time where we'll be discussing the 7th episodes.
Spinner Rack Attack and Guardian Angel.
We're in another forest, aren't we?
Probably.
We're in another damn forest with bugs, and Misty's going to be like, oh no, bug Pokemon! There'll be one Spinnerack who's like got a different pattern on it, or it'll be the smallest one, and they've got to help it because it can't do the thing. And then Team Rocket will be like, oh, we can make money out of the webs from the Spinnerack. And then they try and steal it, but they steal all apart from the little one because we don't want that one. It's a small one. And then it'll be like, I can do the thing now because of friendship. And then it does the thing and then saves the day. And then, I don't know, he'll be called like Spidery Guy, who'll be the trainer. And then Spidery Guy's like, thank you, Ash, for being everything and amazing and being the best. Have some money and everything. You saved us with the power of friendship. And Ash will be like, yeah, I am the best.
I didn't realise we were doing obnoxious synopsis.
And then it'll be sunset, and then like they'll be walking away from the forest, but we know in the next episode after that, they'll be in another forest with another small Pokemon that can't do the thing, but can do the thing once Team Rocket's tried to steal them.
Where can you listen to more of us, Sam?
Just listen right now where you can hear me screaming about Pokemon. Open a window and lean outside and then you'll hear a faint scream, and that's just me screaming constantly because Pokemon's this thing. You can listen to more of us on SoundCloud, iTunes or Stitcher, where we're getting reviews and comments. And you can message us via our Facebook, Twitter and With the Wool thread, and email, which are all linked in the show notes.
And you can also support me on Patreon if you want to be super duper nice. And we've also got a Moncast Discord set up now if you'd like to join that. Thank you for listening. Bye.
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 Okay, I've got the Wii Shop channel theme in my head today, so prepare for a lot of that in this episode.
It's funny because neither of us shop.
Especially on the Wii. I can hear your chair.
So can I. It's very squeaky.
Yes, it is.
I'll have to try and sit still.
That's what all the kids were wearing in America.
We're the kids in America. Whoa.
Whoa.
Whoa. Whoa. Just like... Just destroy the mic. Right, fix that.
That's better.
I just punched my pop filter.
Yeah, I fully heard it, and then I heard the reverberation, and then electric sound.
Ooh. I'm now getting massive feedback in the mic.
No.
No, in the recording it was weird.
Oh.
I think it's settled itself. Okay,
Cool.
I haven't broken it. What was I saying?
One sec, I'm going to change my position. I'm sat really weirdly.
On the ceiling.
Yes. How did you know?
That's the weirdest place I could think of to sit.